Izzo, you already know what time it is, man. It's your boy, Grown Man Business TV. You feel what I'm saying? Now, listen, man. You could tap in or you could tap out. But you know my slogan. You know what I suggest. And I suggest you tap in. So let's get right into it. Now, you already know time and energy are the highest forms of currency, my G. I know they got y'all here chasing the bag, chasing that money, chasing that paper, stacking that cheese, that cheddar, and that mozzarella. But always keep it in the front of your mental Rolodex. That time, energy, the highest forms of currency, my G's, at all times is what it is, and it'll be what it's going to be. Now, big salute to all my day one investors, everybody that's highly invested in the channel, everybody that understands that we are growing this channel organically, constant elevation. Yeah, we on our way to the top, well over 50,000 subscribers, and we on our way to 60K, all right? Even bigger salute to all my newcomers, all my new subscribers, all my new investors, everybody that's making their way to the Realest channel on YouTube, Grown Man Business TV. It is what it is, and it'll be what it's going to be, all right? Now, do me a favor, my G's. Wipe off your feet before you step into the big house. Hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button. Make sure your notification bells are ringing loud and clear every time you step foot in the Realest channel on YouTube, Grown Man Business TV. All right, you know how I'm giving it up, and you absolutely know how I'm putting it down, my G's. Is what it is, and it'll be what it's going to be. Now, listen, man. I got a lot of people in the DMs, flooding my DMs. Big G and BTV, what's your thought process on everything that's going on with Donald Trump in Venezuela? Huh? What's your perspective on everything that's going on with the U.S. government in Venezuela? I mean, it is what it is, and it'll be what it's going to be. But it get deep, it get wicked, and it's always deeper than rap. Absolutely, it's always deeper than rap, my G's. And I told y'all, while y'all out here talking about Papoose, Clarissa Shields, 50 Cent, Uncle Murder, you know what I mean? You know, we like to get involved with the celebrity talk and all the fun comedic stuff that's going on. But while y'all are being distracted by, you know, fraud in Minnesota, you know, it's major moves on the chessboard of life being pulled and being played. And the U.S. military has bombed Venezuela, okay? Whoo, yeah, it's turning up out there. Yeah, on the highest level, they playing chess, while a lot of y'all is playing checkers. Lucky for you, you got Grown Man Business TV. You know what I'm saying? You got an independent content creator that can approach this from both ends, from both sides, from all multiple different angles. You know what I mean? So big salute to y'all that's coming in here. Man, we gonna have a conversation. Yeah, it's a war going on outside. No man is safe from. You can run, but you can't hide forever. Donald Trump has bombed Venezuela. Declarations of war. Yeah, declarations of war going on right in front of your face, my G's, and you can't see it because you looking over there in Minnesota. Yeah, you looking at the Somalians and all that. Well, this is a perfect time to elaborate on what I already told y'all. See, this is a perfect opportunity for me to elaborate on what I already told y'all what's going on out there in Minnesota. You can't look at the Somalians without looking at the U.S. government. And we're going to talk about this. Donald Trump has bombed Venezuela. And nobody's really connecting the dots on why. Nobody's talking about the real reasons we are in Venezuela. We have dropped bombs over there, and we will take over. We will take over. We will take full control of Venezuela. Ooh, y'all ain't asked y'all questions. Y'all ain't tried to figure out why we over there. Y'all ain't said to yourself, what's going on? Why all of a sudden, overnight, while everybody's looking at Minnesota, Donald Trump and his boys drop bombs over there in Venezuela? Huh? Well, you in the right place. Big salute to the chat. You already know we got to do some customizations to the chat, especially when we talking like this. Yeah, the higher-ups and the elites are always playing chess at the highest level. The higher-ups and the elites are always trying to muffle the message, you know, shadow ban this channel because they know I'm an absolute threat to the establishment. I say what I want. I do what I want. I make the rules and I break the rules. That make me a threat to the establishment. Also, they know that the revolution will absolutely be televised right here in these YouTube streets, and there's nothing they could do about it. Absolutely nothing they could do about it, okay? So don't get it confused. We had an amazing live stream last night. A lot of jokes, a lot of laughs. Yeah, I had a good time. I'm high off life. Okay? But don't ever get it confused. And don't you ever confuse me with these content creators. The things we talk about over here, it get deep, it get wicked, and it's always deeper than rap. So I'm going to give y'all a second to get up in here. Yeah, Donald Trump has bombed Venezuela. I'm talking bombs over Baghdad. Bombs over Baghdad. Don't move the thing unless you can't move the thing. Bombs over Baghdad. Yeah, it's wartime. It's a war going on outside. You understand me? Yeah, I woke up to the news, salute everybody in the DMs. Even my wife sent me the text. You see what's going on out there? I had to wipe the coal out my eyes. See what's going on outside. Y'all come up in here, man. We about to customize the chat, and we gonna get into this. Big salute to everybody that's gonna tune into this. It get deep, it get wicked, and it's always deeper than rap. But I mean, I've been watching the news. I've been paying attention to what they talking about. And we already know that these news outlets ain't gonna do nothing but lie. They got a script. They got a teleprompter that they gotta read from. You understand? So I ain't seen nobody, Fox News, CNN, I ain't seen nobody connect the dots the way we about to connect the dots. Big salute to the chat. You already know what we doing over here. Absolutely nasty work. Absolutely nasty work, man. I mean, listen, man. The beautiful thing is we have built this platform up organically to 55,000 subscribers. 55,000 subscribers, investors. So when I deliver these downloads and I give y'all this pure dope straight off the brick directly into the bottles, oh yeah, I got a lot of people with an open ear. I got a lot of people that believe in the voice, that understand that they about to get some pure dope. Yeah, we ain't stepping on the content. Trooper69, I see you in the chat. Yeah, we don't put no baking soda, quinine. We don't mix the dope. We don't mix the content. We don't step on it. Not over here at Grown Man Business TV. So you're going to get something you're not going to get nowhere else. You're welcome. You're welcome, my G's. The music is coming. Don't worry. I see a lot of y'all in the DMs. Don't worry. We getting that together. But as I'm putting this soundtrack to your life together, it's a war going on outside. Man, hold on, man. Let me handle this business, man. Big salute. Trooper69, I see you in here. Blue wrenches don't waste no time to pull them things out and do what they need to do. Don't waste no time on them, all right? You see that right there at the bottom of the chat. Before you get in here with your Twitter fingers doing what your Twitter fingers like to do all in the chat, twittering with your Twitter fingers and making sure your Twitter fingers do what your Twitter fingers like to do all in the chat. Make sure you hit the like button. You hit the subscribe button. And your notification bells got to be ringing for every time we go live right here on the Realest channel on YouTube, which is, you already know, Grown Man Business TV. It's nobody realer. I don't care what they tell you. I don't care how they line it up. It's nobody realer. All right? Let's talk about this, man. Big salute to the chat. Again, Donald J. Trump, the commander-in-chief of the United States of America, has invaded Venezuela. I'm talking bomb Venezuela. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. You understand me? No, it's called, the way they would frame it and the way they would word it is a necessary evil. That's what I heard them say, and that's what I hear them using. And I wanted to give y'all, that's what they're calling this situation right here. They're calling it a necessary evil. Now, we're going to get deep into this, but I want you to understand something. Only the dog fur, only the dog, oh yeah, we starting early. Only the dog fur can word something like that and make you believe it. Necessary evil. You say to yourself, well, goddamn, I guess that makes sense. I guess we need every now and then, we need a little evil to be you. That's a tactic from the dog fur that we done been brainwashed with. There is no necessary evil, but they move with evil. They move like that. They live like that. Okay, so that's the term I'm seeing thrown around all over these news outlets. A necessary evil. They had to use that to go in there and bomb Venezuela. Okay? Now, we're going to talk about this because you got a lot of people not really understanding why we are being bombarded with so many different narratives in the algorithm. 1 minute you got Somalians and fraud and $1 billion missing. The next minute you got Doge and you got the the United States being audited and Elon Musk and Donald Trump, they're finding billions of dollars. And then the next minute you got 50 Cent pop locking and dropping it. You got Papoose. You got all these different situations so that the real plays can be ran. Yeah. Yeah, the real moves on the chessboard can be done strategically, huh? Behind closed doors, without no disturbance, without no distractions. They didn't need y'all giving you 2 cents about what they was about to do to Venezuela. Yeah, they didn't need y'all all in the algorithm and all on the news outlets and all on social media talking about we about to bomb Venezuela. They need you to be looking over there in Minnesota at them Somalians with all that money they stealing, that they letting them steal, that they taught them to steal, that they allowing them to steal. They need you looking over there so when it's time for the big play to be ran, here it is. Here it is, my G. All right, now we're going to get into this. All right, we're going to talk about it. Why are we over there in Venezuela? Now, let's start right here. Do y'all remember some months ago, right? Maybe a year or so ago, America had interest in Venezuela. We were allowing Venezuelans to come over in drones, illegal immigrants from Venezuela when Joe Biden was in office, when Kamala Dick Harris was in office. We were allowing Venezuelans. They were emptying their prisons. They were emptying all of their psych wards. They were sending the worst of the worst from Venezuela directly to America. I mean, it was an open policy, open market. It was all, we had no borders in America. Do you remember that? Do you remember out there in New York City where they had gangs of Venezuelans going to war with the police, shooting at civilians, robbing civilians? You had gangs of Venezuelans out there in Colorado taking over apartment complexes and all that. I just want to give you some context on where we are, what we're doing, the play that's being ran. Okay? There was never any words, there was never any talk about we need to go to Venezuela and drop bombs over there. But we were allowing all of their civilians and all of their criminals and everybody through our open border policy, right? Y'all remember that. Y'all remember that. Now, fast forward to today. We dropped bombs on Venezuela. Okay? Okay, now we're going to get into some of these receipts because you already know I don't go nowhere without the receipts. We're going to use some of these receipts and we're going to break some of this down, but where's the connection at? Where's the connection? I really want y'all to understand and follow me on this. The same thing with them Somalians. Them Venezuelans came over here and they was receiving EBT, free healthcare, free room and board. They was receiving tax-paying dollars, hundreds of millions of Venezuelans out there in New York. They going up in the bodega. They leave their receipt in there. The receipt say they got $13,000 in food stamps and $40,000 in cash. Okay? I want y'all to follow me because I'm going to connect the dots. But that's the same thing they did with them Somalians. That's the same thing they do with all the immigrants they allow over here. It's a money grab. Right in front of our face, we are being robbed with no gun and no mask. Okay? But it get deeper than that. It get deeper, it get wicked, and it's always deeper than rap. Because now we are invading Venezuela, dropping bombs on them. Okay? Let's get into a couple of these receipts. Big salute to the chat. Listen, man, run them likes up and stop playing, man. Y'all come in here, man, wipe off your feet, man. You understand me? Wipe off your feet, man. Hit the like button. Tap the screen twice. Don't be a hater your whole life. If you come in here and it's well over 350 people in the room and you ain't tapped the screen twice, you got to be hating, man. You got to be hating. I mean, I ain't calling you a hater, but it is what it is, and it'll be what it's going to be. You either going to congratulate with a like and a share and a subscribe, or you going to hate, okay? Salute, man. Respectfully, man, we going to get into this receipt. Now, I want to tell you something before we get deep into this receipt right here. This strand of dog fur right here, I mean, I ain't going to lie to you, man. You got that salt and pepper feel with that dog fur. Yeah, man, I told y'all, okay? They put that dog fur in a suit, in a tie, sit him up in front of the microphone. Welcome to CNN. We have breaking news, global news. There's been a war in Venezuela. We have dropped, and y'all believe these dudes when they talk like that. Maybe I should start talking like that. Since y'all believe them when they talk like that. Yeah. What y'all realizing is, right here, this is the purest you're going to get. This is the truest form. Oh, welcome to Grown Men Business TV, where it is what it is, and it'll be what it's going to be. We have breaking news. Would you like it? I'm just saying. You know what I mean? Just talk, real talk. I see you in the chat. Salute, my G. Let's get into this receipt right here. But it's getting real outside. This ain't no game, baby. Or we gonna talk. Talk to the people, man. Look at that dog fur right there. Oh, that's an amazing strand of dog fur you have there, my brother. Oh, that's so good. That's so beautiful. Look.
And again, with some civilian agencies, if you will, probably the FBI, the CIA did some prep work on the ground, we know. But the U.S. military went in and was able to neutralize any opposition force and also go into the presidential compound, pluck out Nicolas Maduro and his wife without suffering a single American casualty. As Lucas Tomlinson reported earlier, there was one helicopter that was, or casualty. As Lucas Tomlinson reported, and his wife, without suffering the presidential compound, pluck out Nicolas Maduro and his wife, the presidential compound, pluck out Nicolas Maduro and his wife without suffering a single American casualty. As Lucas Tomlinson reported earlier, there was one helicopter that was, or one aircraft, I should say. We don't know that it was a helicopter that was slightly damaged, but it was continued to be flyable afterwards. Senior strategic analyst General Jack Keane joins us now. General, give us your assessment of the operation that U.S. forces pulled off here last night.
We got a sense of how complicated and comprehensive it is with the chairman's brief description and summary of it. But it certainly begins with intelligence itself. The mission was attempting to capture Maduro and his wife. I mean, obviously we had another option which reduces the risk considerably, just to destroy the compound and people in it. Obviously that would be Maduro and his wife. But they truly wanted to capture him. They wanted to bring him to justice. They wanted to have a trial. They already had an indictment. And that increases the risk, obviously, for the troops that are participating. But it's really the intelligence that permitted us to select that option.
They plucked off. That's the words he used. He said they plucked off Maduro and his wife. Now, mind you, they said this on national television, Fox News. Motherfucking dog first. We plucked off Maduro and his wife. Yeah. Well, yeah, they talk like that, right? Now, the U.S. government always accuses you to be a criminal before they come and get you. Noriega, Gaddafi, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I could go down the list. When they want to invade what you got. When they want to take over what you got going on, they assassinate your character. They call you a criminal. They say you're moving drugs. You got your hands in some things. You got fentanyl over there. Yeah, you're dealing in all that fentanyl and all that. And we need to come in there and neutralize the situation. And we always just hey, go, it is what it is. Okay? Now, this is where it get wicked at, because they're calling this man a criminal. They're saying that he was into criminal activity and that they needed to get in there and they needed to neutralize the situation for the Venezuelan people. Wow. We just need to help the Venezuelan people, and we want to extend a helping hand. We're going to pluck out Maduro. Killed him and his wife. Smoked him. Him and his wife on camera. Yeah, we saw the bombs over Baghdad right there. Yeah, that was Maduro and his wife going to the afterlife. This shit is real, B. It's happening right in front of us. Okay? And they said, oh, the Venezuelan people need help. You always got to ask yourself, when the dog fur is around, why are they so concerned? Why do they want to extend a helping hand? Anytime the dog fur extends a hand, you need to go like this. No, hold up now. GMB, we just want to help you. Shake my hand. Don't do it. Whenever the dog fur is concerned and they want to help, that means they want to take what you got. They don't want to help you. They want to rob you. Okay? That's what's happening. We're going to get into this. This is a robbery. Strong arm robbery. The government way. Yeah, the dog fur way. Okay? Now, you ain't gonna hear nobody say this. I'm probably gonna be the first, and I might just be the last. Nobody else in this algorithm is gonna be able to break this down like this. Okay, now they got Maduro, and let's just stay right here. The U.S. government is very strategic and very, very good at removing leaders from your country. Okay? They're amazing at that situation. They will come in, they will hunt down your leaders, and they will assassinate them. They will create whatever narrative they need to create to get your leader out the way. But America, the U.S. government, is terrible at running the country after they eliminate the leader. Prime example is Gaddafi. This is what's about to happen in Venezuela. Okay? Gaddafi had that situation in Liberia. He had that situation running like a well-oiled machine. They were in position to create a currency backed by the natural resources of Africa. America went in, got rid of Gaddafi. Libya, yeah. Got rid of Gaddafi, right? And now Libya is a shit show. It's a circus. It's a goddamn 12th world country over there in Libya. Okay? So I just wanted to give you some context on what I'm saying. When we go in, well, I don't even want to say we, because we ain't got nothing to do with the dog fur. Yeah, we live over here in the West, but we ain't got nothing to do with the Western policies and all that. We just live over here. Yeah, that's all right? So when the dog fur come to your country and tell you, oh, we just want to help you out. We want to come over here and we just want to spend American tax dollars to help you. We want to help. Do you agree? Your ass is in trouble. Yeah, when Uncle Sam come over there with his hand out, your ass is in trouble. We got a 100% accuracy rate with assassinating your leaders. But after your leader is gone, it's over. Oh, we not good at leading. We not gonna lead your country now. We gonna get rid of Maduro and Gaddafi, you know, Saddam Hussein and all. We get rid of them dudes. After we do that, it's downhill from there. Okay? So now you kind of see what's going on over there. I want to give you some context. You know, they ain't over there to help Venezuela. We done got majority of the Venezuelans is over here with us. You robbing the goddamn government just like the Somalians is. Okay? Listen, man. You need to understand what you're listening to. The majority of the Venezuelans is over here in New York City and Colorado robbing the U.S. government of tax-paying dollars the same way the Somalians is. Okay? So what the hell we doing in Venezuela? We gonna get to that. Oh, we gonna get to it. We gonna talk. Yeah, I'm gonna tell you. Okay? Let's let the commander-in-chief give a synopsis on what he got going on. Yeah, they got all five. It's five of the dog fur. They all dressed up. I'm gonna show you before I let them talk. But they got all. I told you, they put the tie on, they put the suit on, and they prop these motherfucking reptilians up right there on camera. Oh, I want to speak to the American people, and we just sit there and watch it and. We just believe it, and the dog fur look nice. They got the suits on, and they got the tie, and whatever they're saying should be, and it must be the truth. Why would the dog fur lie to us? Yeah, that's how we up. But see again, yeah, it is what it is, and it'll be what it's gonna be. You got to keep your eyes open. Everybody looking at 50 Cent. We gonna talk about that. I'll probably double back tonight, and we gonna rehash that. I feel like somebody reached out to 50. I feel like it's a reason why 50 is going overtime with this month, with the distractions. I feel like 50, we going to talk about that tonight, all right? We going to talk about that tonight. Donald J. Trump, so go ahead and talk to the people. Talk to the people. Look at all the dog furs around here. Red tie, purple tie, blue tie, striped tie, black tie. These dog furs is all lined up. Look at all the different strands of dog fur you got right here. I'm talking, you got a temper taper on the dog fur. You got the brunette dog fur. You got the blonde, strandy, orange dog fur. I mean, we got all. Go ahead and talk to the people. Talk.
And early today, at my direction, the United States Armed Forces conducted an extraordinary military operation in the capital of Venezuela. Overwhelming American military power, air, land, and sea, was used to launch a spectacular assault, and it was an assault like people have not seen since World War II. It was a force against a heavily fortified military fortress in the heart of Caracas to bring outlaw dictator Nicolas Maduro to justice. This was one of the most stunning, effective, and powerful displays of American military might and competence in American history. And if you think about it, there's some other good ones like the attack on Soleimani, the attack on al-Baghdadi, and the obliteration and decimation of the Iran nuclear sites just recently in an operation known as Midnight Hammer, all perfectly executed and done. No nation in the world could achieve what America achieved yesterday, or frankly, in just a short period of time. All Venezuelan military capacities were rendered powerless as the men and women of our military, working with U.S. law enforcement, successfully captured Maduro in the dead of night. It was dark. The lights of Caracas were largely turned off due to a certain expertise that we have. It was dark and it was deadly. But captured along with his wife, Celia Flores, both of whom now face American justice. Maduro and Flores have been indicted in the Southern District of New York, Jay Clayton, for their campaign of deadly narco-terrorism against the United States and its citizens. I want to thank the men and women of our military who achieved such an extraordinary success overnight with breathtaking speed, power, precision, and competence. You rarely see anything like it. You've seen some raids in this country that didn't go so well. They were an embarrassment. If you look back to Afghanistan, or if you look back to the Jimmy Carter days, they were different days. We're a respected country again, maybe like never before. These highly trained warriors operating in collaboration with U.S. law enforcement caught them in a very ready position. They were waiting for us. They knew we had many ships out in the sea, just sort of waiting. They knew we were coming. So they were in a ready, what's called a ready position. But they were completely overwhelmed and very quickly incapacitated. If you would have seen what I saw last night, you would have been very impressed. I'm not sure that you'll ever get to see it, but it was an incredible thing to see. Not a single American service member was killed, and not a single piece of American equipment was lost. We had many helicopters, many planes, many people involved in that fight. But think of that, not one piece of military equipment was lost, not one service member was, more importantly, killed. The United States military is the strongest and most fearsome military on the planet by far. With capabilities and skills our enemies can scarcely begin to imagine. We have the best equipment anywhere in the world. There's no equipment like what we have, and you see that even if you just look at the boats. We've knocked out 97% of the drugs coming in by sea. 90%. Each boat kills on average, 25,000 people. We knocked out 97%. And those drugs mostly come from a place called Venezuela.
All right, so I want to stop right there. I'm gonna let him talk, but I want to just get some context, right? The whole reason they dropped bombs on Venezuela and captured Maduro and his wife is because they are selling drugs that are coming into America. That's the only situation. That's the narrative that they painting. That's what they telling the American people. That's what they telling the world. They telling the American leaders all over the globe that the majority of the drugs coming into America is coming from Venezuela. And we don't like drugs in America. You understand what I'm saying? And again, I only got to point these things out because nobody else is. So when the CIA and the FBI was flooding the urban community with crack cocaine, we've never seen one FBI agent with handcuffs on. We've never seen one CIA agent or any RICO charges being produced for these agents, these dirty police officers, whatever. Okay, so when it's beneficial to the American government to drug up the American people, there is no problem. When y'all act like marijuana is a problem, right? Because it's a natural, it's medicinal, right? But Big Pharma makes trillions and trillions of dollars off of flooding the American streets and American people with Percocet 10s and Percocet 30s. And you got people dying with over-the-counter prescription drugs that the doctors, right, prescribed to them. We've never seen, we ain't doing nothing but bailing these motherfuckers out. They getting more money on top of more money. Trillions of dollars. So it's a problem when somebody else is doing it. It's a problem when the drugs is coming from Venezuela or Mexico. Okay? And I told y'all that when it came to the Somalians. White collar crime, blue collar crime, all these dog fur having people been making billions and trillions of dollars off scamming and frauding the American people and the American government. Look at Nancy Pelosi. Her yearly salary is $175,000, but her net worth is $275 million, $250 million. And nobody even blinks an eye. Nobody asks a question. When y'all flooding the streets with the dope and the drugs, and we got to go uptown and get down with the Italians to get our hands on that Porico and all of that, it's all good. It ain't no problem. When the American mob is supplying the dope, it's all good. But as soon as Frank Lucas go and tap into the source and all of that, now all of a sudden we got American Gangster. We got a whole movie. We got a black man doing 80 years in prison and he got a tell to get out because he went to the source. But when the Italians was getting it from the police and the police was getting it. Okay, so I just wanted to give y'all some context on this. We supposed to believe that y'all spent all that money and used all those bombs and y'all did all this energy to invade Venezuela because of drugs. Okay. Oh, you know what? Before I go ahead and give him that pure dope straight off the brick into the bottle, Donald Trump, we gonna act like we believe you. You know what? They were selling drugs. They were drug dealers, Venezuelan drug dealers, and they needed to be brought to justice. All right? Go ahead and talk to the people, Donald Trump. I'm gonna talk some more. Go ahead. Look.
We're going to run the country until such time as we can do a safe, proper, and judicious transition. So we don't want to be involved with having somebody else get in, and we have the same situation that we had for the last long period of years. So we are going to run the country until such time as we can do a safe, proper, and judicious transition. And it has to be judicious, because that's what we're all about.
Oh, okay. Respectfully, context, right? We're going to now run the country. We're going to take over Venezuela, the American government, and we won't give it back until we have a safe judicial transfer. All right? You like how I did that right there with the eyebrow and all that? We're going to run the country from here on out, and we won't give it back until we have a safe judicial transfer of power. God bless America. Okay, I just need to get that out. All right. So now we go run the country. Oh, so now y'all getting the picture of what we was over there for. When they had everybody looking in Minnesota talking about Somalians, when they had Papoose and 50 Cent talking about what they got going on, when you got all these different distractions, and then overnight, while you peacefully sleeping in your bed, getting ready to enjoy your Saturday, our tax-paying dollars is hard at work to invade Venezuela so we can take over Venezuela. But see, the real question is why? That's what they not going to tell you, but that's what I'm going to tell you. Donald J. Trump, go ahead and talk. We're going to take over the country now. That dog fur don't waste no time, baby. Okay? That dog fur is diabolical. It is, man. Respectfully, I ain't trying to disrespect the dog fur. I ain't got no problem. I'm just saying, though, the dog fur, man, come on, man. You know what I'm saying? So now you telling us y'all go, okay. Always pay attention to the triple cross. The double cross is easy to spot. It's the triple cross. Go ahead and talk to the people, Trump. Hit the like button and all that. Look.
Proper transition can take place. So we're going to stay until such time as we're going to run it essentially until such time as a proper transition can take place. As everyone knows, the oil business in Venezuela has been a bust, a total bust.
Now I want to stop him right there, right? He said we're going to run Venezuela until a proper transition can take place. Context. What that means is we got rid of your leader, Maduro. He was a untamed Venezuelan. He liked to do his own thing. He didn't want America in his business, okay? We're going to replace him with the puppet. We're going to find a Venezuelan that y'all all like that has been compromised by the American government. We're going to put him in position. And we're going to tell him what we want dictated over there. And he's going to be the dictator, and he's going to deliver and lay down the law. Okay? The same way Israel does with Donald Trump. Respectfully. The same way Donald Trump is not in charge of none of this. The people over there in Israel, they control what's going on over here. And they do it through Donald Trump. Or whoever is the president is relaying messages and orders from Israel. Doesn't matter who it is. Right now it's Donald. It's Donald J. Trump, okay? We're going to implement the same policies over there. We're going to do the same thing that's being done to us in Venezuela, okay? Now, also, you know we got the American people in the chokehold. They all go to work or they run a business. They might be selling loud nose. I wouldn't care what you do. You're going to pay taxes. Yeah, you think Zippy with the drippy ain't got to pay taxes on that money he was flashing the other night? Salute to the homie Zip. But homie, you better make sure you're paying your taxes. Yeah. You can go to prison for not paying your taxes. Everybody pays Uncle Sam. And while we're in control in running Venezuela, the American people will be funding Venezuela. See, we always lose in the end. They get up on these cameras and they get these teleprompters and they say these speeches, but regardless of what's being said, at the end of the day, we're going to pay for it. Those bombs they dropped in Venezuela, we will be rebuilding some of the buildings out there. We will be paving some of the roads out there. We will have military bases out there. And we will, plant our flag out there in Venezuela. So we got to get to work. Hey, Zippy, you might want to get to selling some more loud nose and make sure whatever you do, you pay your goddamn taxes because you're a tax-paying citizen. Every time you do a video and you get a YouTube check, they take the taxes out of that. You are no longer a hooligan. You are now a tax-paying citizen and a content creator, a YouTuber. Salute to the homie Zip. It is what it is, and it'll be what it's gonna be. All right. Now, I didn't want to wait too long. I'm gonna let Donald Trump speak for a few more minutes, and then I'm going to break. This is the deepest part. This is right here is where it's wicked at. He said he wanted to help the Venezuelan people. We got Venezuelans that want to go home and visit their country, and Maduro is a drug dealer. That's why we went over there. But he's about to start talking about oil. What love got to do with it? What oil got to do with it? Huh? Go ahead and talk to the people, Trump. Look.
Bust for a long period of time. They were pumping almost nothing by comparison to what they could have been pumping and what could have taken place. We're going to have our very large United States oil companies, the biggest anywhere in the world, go in, spend billions of dollars, fix the badly broken infrastructure, the oil infrastructure, and start making money for the country. And we are As everyone knows, the oil business in Venezuela has been a bust, a total bust, for a long period of time. They were pumping almost nothing by comparison to what they could have been pumping and what could have taken place. We're going to have our very large United States oil companies, the biggest anywhere in the world, go in, spend billions of dollars, fix the badly broken infrastructure, the oil infrastructure, and start making money for the country. And we are ready to stage a second and much larger attack if we need to do so. So we were prepared to do a second wave if we needed to do so. We actually assumed that a second wave would be necessary, but now it's probably not. The first wave, if you'd like to call it that, the first attack was so successful, we probably don't have to do a second, but we're prepared to do a second wave, a much bigger wave, actually. This was pinpoint, but we have a much bigger wave that probably won't have to do. This partnership of Venezuela with the United States of America, a country that everybody wants to be involved with because of what.
Now, I'm going to run that back, but I want you to, he said the partnership between Venezuela and America. We bombed them, and now he's calling it a partnership. That's first, right? Secondly, he says, Venezuela has a lot of oil. They're not really doing what they need to do with the oil, so we're going to come in, we're going to spend billions of dollars, and we're going to refine and rebuild the oil refineries and the structures that they have in Venezuela. We're going to spend billions of American dollars, and we're going to rebuild it, and we're going to get Venezuela back pumping oil and making money for the country. All right. But if we are in control of now Venezuela, or if we are running Venezuela, then we're going to be making money for us. See, the word semantics that they use on the American people, it's almost elementary. You know what I'm saying? It's at this point in present day, right? You got to be a goddamn first grader, not for real. They think we kindergartners, and to be honest, a lot of us are. A lot of us hear, but we don't comprehend. Comprehension is key. You can read, but can you comprehend what you're reading? You can hear, but literally, can you comprehend the words that are coming out of his mouth? That's what they bank on. That's why I'm so powerful. I don't waste words, and I don't let you waste words. So I comprehend every line, every word, every letter. And then at the end of all that, he said, this partnership between Venezuela and America, dog, it ain't no partnership. Y'all took that. Yeah, it's just like some dog fur having people to tell you after they rob you that we are partners in business now. You know what I'm saying? Respectfully, man. Motherfucker rob you right in your face and they tell you we're now 50% partners. Yeah, I need my cut. Yeah, Uncle Sam needs to be paid. Okay? So somehow, some way, now we talking about oil. We was just talking about drug dealing and fentanyl and hundreds of boats being swam over to America, and we're stopping all of the drugs. But we're going to slip this oil bit right here. Just make sure just so we can say we said it. We don't want to lie. We don't want to, we told you that it was some oil over here, right? So we're not going to spend a lot of time on it, right? But I'll put that right there just so you know, like it's some oil over here. We're going to fix up the oil refineries over here. We're going to take control. We're going to run this, all right? And he said, and don't let me forget this part. Donald Trump said, and we got a motherfucking second round. Yeah, we that ain't all we got. We came here with a second round of bombs in case anybody out there like China, you know, the BRICS corporate, you know, the BRICS, Africa dudes and all that. Y'all want to get involved. We got another round of bombs, and we ain't afraid to use them. Shit, you see what we just did? You see what we just did to Venezuela? Your ass want to go to war? Huh? That's how he talking. He threw that out there. You didn't catch it, but trust me, them people out in China, they heard that. Yeah, Putin and all that, he heard that. We have a second round of, talk to the people. Watch this. Look.
As everyone knows, the oil business in Venezuela has been a bust, a total bust, for a long period of time. They were pumping almost nothing by comparison to what they could have been pumping and what could have taken place. We're going to have our very large United States oil companies, the biggest anywhere in the world, go in, spend billions of dollars, fix the badly broken infrastructure, the oil infrastructure, and start making money for the country. And we are ready to stage a second and much larger attack if we need to do so. So we were prepared to do a second wave if we needed to do so. We actually assumed that a second wave would be necessary, but now it's probably not. The first wave, if you'd like to call it that, the first attack was so successful, we probably don't have to do a second, but we're prepared to do a second wave, a much bigger wave, actually. This was pinpoint, but we have a much bigger wave that probably won't have to do. This partnership of Venezuela with the United States of America, a country that everybody wants to be involved with because of what we were able to do and accomplish, will make the people of Venezuela rich, independent, and safe. And it will also make the many, many people from Venezuela that are living in the United States extremely happy. They suffered. They suffered. So much was taken from them. They're not going to suffer anymore. The illegitimate dictator Maduro was the kingpin of a vast criminal network responsible for trafficking colossal amounts of deadly and illicit drugs into the United States. As alleged in the indictment, he personally oversaw the vicious cartel known as Cartel de las Solas, which flooded our nation with lethal poison, responsible for the deaths of countless Americans, the many, many Americans, hundreds of thousands over the years of Americans died because of him. Maduro and his wife will soon face the full might of American justice and stand trial on American soil. Right now, they're on a ship. They'll be heading to, ultimately, New York, and then a decision will be made, I assume, between New York and Miami or Florida. But we have people where the overwhelming evidence of their crimes will be presented in a court of law. And I've seen it. I've seen what we have. It's both horrible and breathtaking that something like this could have been allowed to take place. For many years after his term as president of Venezuela expired, Maduro.
Hey, yo, Jay Mastermind, you took the words out my mouth, bro. I promise you, I was looking at the screen and I say, ain't Miami? See, that's what I'm saying, bro. Miami is in Florida. Nigga said Miami. He said he gonna be taken from New York and then to either Miami or Florida. And these is the people they prop up in front of us. And again, word semantics. A lot of people ain't even comprehend that. That shit went right over their head. They ain't even asking no question. They didn't even hear. They didn't comprehend. They heard it, but they didn't comprehend. Miami or Florida, niggas, you crazy? All right, I appreciate that, Donald J. Trump. You broke that down pretty good. Now it's my turn. I got one more receipt. I want to read something to you. All right. The reason we went over there and the reason why overnight, behind closed doors, a chess move was played. A knight was moved on the chessboard of the world. A knight, right? War, right? Is because the Western world, the US government has lost control or is in the process of losing control over the movement of oil. The movement of oil, okay, is why we went over there. Had nothing to do with drugs, had nothing to do with kingpins and gangs and all of that, okay? Maduro is in bed with the BRICS Corporation, with you know, China, Africa, you know, all the India, right? In the BRICS little situation, have created their own currency, right? And recently, the first time in history, or within the last 100 years, right? But I would say history, the BRICS Corporation, you know, India, you know, China, Africa, these different elements purchased a large amount of oil from Venezuela with their own currency. They literally purchased a large quantity of oil and didn't use $1 US. There's the triple cross, baby. There it is. I know I stalled you out. Don't mind me. This is content creation. I'm creating content. The first time in history, they brought oil without using US currency. And it was a successful transition. It was a successful purchase. They presented whatever that brick money is that they've been making and they've been producing. They presented a certain amount of this money. Venezuela accepted that money, that currency, and it was a smooth transition. The first time in history they sold oil without the US dollar, which again is a move like Gaddafi. It's a move that can literally crush America. It can crush the Western world. If the American dollar, because you know, they always tell you, right? The American dollar is decreasing, it's devaluing. But for some reason, everybody's still coming to America and they don't want to. If your ass is from Africa, right? Or if your ass is from China, but you live in America and you live in Chinatown, how about we start paying your ass in yen? We're not gonna give you the American dollar, it's devaluing. How about we pay your ass in yen? See, nobody don't want to get paid in they currency from their country. Everybody want the American dollar. So don't never let them make you think that the American dollar is devaluing. That's a goddamn lie. Yeah, ask anybody. Hey man, we could pay you in pesos, my friend. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We could pay you in pesos, man. Okay, you want peso or you want dollar? Motherfucker, not dollar, please. Okay? The American dollar ain't going nowhere. But moves like what Gaddafi has set up, moves like what the BRIC just did, right, will eliminate the fucking American dollar. That's a declaration of war. So I'm going to go a little deep into that, but I want to read something to you just so you know, because Donald Trump just said that Venezuela ain't pumping no oil. Their factories and refineries are old. They're not really getting the job done, and we're going to step in billions of dollars and we're going to rebuild the infrastructure of Venezuela so that they can pump out more oil. So that they can pump out more oil and they can be prosperous and they can make money. Meanwhile, look, Yes, Venezuela sells a significant portion of its oil to China, which has become its primary customer despite U.S. sanctions. China is importing roughly 80% of Venezuelan imports. Listen, yes, Venezuela is a significant portion of its oil to China, which has become its primary customer despite U.S. sanctions. They are importing roughly 80% of its Venezuelan imports. So what that's telling you is before we went over there, the dog fur told Venezuela, don't sell that shit to China, man, with that money, with the bricks and all of that. That oil y'all got going on over there, we gonna figure out what to do with it. But when China and them brick people come over there with that currency, you better turn that shit down. You got sanctions that say you can't do that. And guess what Maduro did? He did what any gangster do. Nigga, you can't tell me how to hustle on my block. This our land. This my land. This is my people's shit. This our oil. You can't tell me what to do with my oil. And they made the purchase. They sealed the deal. Now we over there dropping bombs on your ass, and we hitting you with indictments and all of that. We bringing you and your wife back to America. We about to prosecute you motherfuckers either in New York City, Miami, or Florida. Yeah. You either going to Miami or Florida. Pick one. Don't worry about that. Your ass coming to America. We about to prosecute you. We told your ass. All right? We told you not to do it, didn't we? Yeah. And you went over it. Now let me give you some game, right? China told Venezuela, hey man, we about to knock you. They out of pocket. We about to get them out of here. You see, we done linked up with everybody. We got our own currency. Or we gonna buy all this oil. America ain't even doing all that. Man, you see all this motherfucking currency we got? Right? And you know what? We don't worry about America. America ain't strong no more. You see what they doing over there in America? They got 50 Cent popping pussy all on Instagram. You know what I mean? They being robbed by the Somalians. We robbing them. We got a whole Chinatown over there. We own so much land in America. Man, they weak, man. America weak right now. We got land everywhere. China own, the land that's next to all the naval bases, all the military bases in America. China owns land outside. Man, China owns damn near half of America as far as land. So China telling Venezuela, man, hey, look, if they fuck with y'all, we got y'all back. Me, India, Africa, whoever else is part of the goddamn BRICS or corporation, we all gonna ride with you. Hey, Venezuela, you ain't got nothing to worry about. We gonna take this oil, you gonna take this money, and if America got something to say about it, then shit, they don't want no smoke. Donald Trump see, Joe Biden wouldn't have did that. Joe Biden would have got all on the goddamn camera. He would have started crying and all that. You know, man, you know what I'm saying? Donald Trump, he's a different type of dog fur that Donald Trump got. So Donald went over there and dropped bombs on them niggas. And that's why he reiterated in that speech, oh, we got plenty more weapons, man. It ain't nobody on the face of the globe got what we got. Ain't nobody out there got what we got, and we'll use this shit. That's why he kind of said that, and I'm going to get the one more receipt that's going to reiterate that. That's going to go a little deeper into that. They, America want to be feared like they used to be feared, and this is the first move on the chessboard. You know what I'm saying? You move the pawns around, but it get to the point where you start going to war. The pawns you kind of sacrifice just to get position. After you move the pawns around, now we moving the rook. We moving the knights. We might start moving the queen around. Because now we going to war. Now it's a fight, nigga. After the pawns get moved and we figure out okay, now it's a fight. So this was a strategic move by America. We told y'all asses not to sell that oil, didn't we? Okay. You didn't listen. All right. No problem. We gonna bomb you, and then we gonna tell your homies over there, yeah, China, whoever, Putin, whoever, whatever you want to get down, we ready to go to war. Is you ready to go to war? And we got some shit you don't know about. This is America. And I'm gonna tell you something before we go into this receipt, right? No matter how much like the Chinamen talk and Russia and all these other countries, no matter how gangster they get the feeling, subconsciously they fear they fear America. They fear not just America, but they fear the dog fur. They know what the dog fur is really capable of. Yeah, let me give you a reminder. You remember when they taught your ass about Hiroshima when we was all in school? You remember that? That motherfucker, yeah, listen, that goddamn atomic bomb, you remember that? Yeah. Deep down inside, and everybody got atomic, everybody got nuclear weapons. But one thing for sure, two things for certain, America showed y'all, oh, we will go ahead and use that shit. Yeah. We ain't testing it over the sky. You ain't see us over, like, yeah. We ain't flying over the ocean, dropping bombs in it and all that. Nah. We gonna go over there to goddamn Hiroshima. We gonna pop, yeah. Yeah. So China get to talking slick every now and then. All these other countries, they get the feeling they self. They start dropping their little nuts and everything every now and then. But deep down, they scared. They scared of them people, man. They scared of white people, man. They know them crackers. They know them people will go to the extent of the earth. They'll blow the whole motherfucker, or everybody will go. That's what Chinese people ain't gonna do that. They ain't willing to blow up China to get rid of everything. Dog fur people will goddamn blow this whole shit. They'll destroy this whole shit. Guaranteed. All right? Yeah, so now Venezuela is in trouble. Your ass is in handcuffs. Venezuela looking like, yo, China, where y'all at? China saying like, we ain't say I don't think we gonna be able to do it. Let's just reconsider this. Let's figure out another plan. Y'all told us y'all was gonna go to war if America came over here. Y'all was gonna ride with us. And China saying, yeah, I don't think we gonna. I ain't think they was gonna do that. Yeah, I ain't think. Now everybody quiet. Russia ain't really said nothing. You know what I'm saying? The UK, they kind of said something. Mexico, like, oh shit, they ain't say nothing. They just kind of reposted. We gonna get into that. They reposted what the UK said and shit. But everybody quiet. China ain't said a motherfucking word. China motherfucker. Yeah, China ain't said a goddamn word. I don't know what Donald Trump said, nigga, we got a second round of this too. Shit, you play with us. You think it's a game? I mean, if any of y'all out there, yeah, he was talking, but see, it's like a subliminal thing. But he was saying, yeah, I'm talking to y'all, the BRICS, all you countries that's down with the BRICS that made that currency and bought all that oil from Venezuela. What y'all want to? We got more. We got second round, third round. We ain't just come over here for Venezuela. We came over here for everybody that wants smoke, and everybody quiet. Yeah. Let's get to this. Let's get to this last receipt, man. Big salute to the chat. Yeah, man. This shit is deep as wicked. It is always deeper than rap, my G. I can't lie to you. I'm telling you. So, you know, they gonna tell you what they gonna tell you what they want to tell you because they know you ain't gonna ask no questions. You know what I mean? You ain't gonna press an envelope. You ain't gonna bust a grape in a fruit fight. He was a drug dealer. You know how we feel about drug dealers. Well, immigrant drug dealers. You know how we feel about them. Yeah, we're gonna prosecute them. Whole time, We came over there for them oil refineries and whatever y'all got going on, them oil fields, wherever y'all pumping that oil at, that's why we over there. Okay? Respectfully. You remember when they told the people they have weapons of mass destruction in Iran? We're going to Iran. Terrorism and weapons of mass destruction. We came over there for the oil, man. Iran and Afghanistan and your motherfuckers had some oil over there. Yeah, something was going on with the oil, and we came and we goddamn neutralized that. That's all it was about. They knew goddamn well them people ain't have weapons of mass destructions. And this is the same play being ran. Okay? The triple cross. We get into one more receipt. Big salute to the chat, man. I had to speak on this. You know, my old lady, everybody's in the DM. They pressing the line. They wanted to know. They wanted to understand. But a lot of people didn't even know, or even, a lot of people didn't know that the BRICS, they've been buying oil with their own currency. That's some shit they ain't been talking about over the news. It ain't something they've been pressing a line, but America been sweating bullets ever since they found out that the BRICS made a purchase for a large quantity of oil with not one American dollar, not one US dollar. They've been sweating bricks. They ain't been able to goddamn control themselves for real, knowing that transaction went through. The wire went through. The money was, deposited. The only way to stop that is war, my G. The only way to stop Gaddafi from destroying the American dollar and taking over the whole worldwide banking industry, right, was to assassinate that man, destroy that whole situation, and leave Libya in shambles. They left Libya, they left the motherfuckers in shambles. It is it is destroyed. It is nasty work over there. They living in a fifth world country. But Gaddafi had that shit. They was getting money. They was doing shit with the plants and the fruits over there. They was making money off that. They was making money off of this. They got gold. They had that shit coming into fruition like Dubai. Yo, that shit he was doing was gonna have Libya like Dubai. That shit was gonna be a big fucking deal. And they would have had their own currency backed off of the natural resources of Africa. It ain't a dollar bill in the world could trump that. But you saying this shit is backed off of actual gold that we got, gold mines. American dollars ain't backed off nothing. Dog people, dog fur, they know that the American dollar only is valuable because we value it. And they force the world to use it. They force the world to value it. They force other countries to exchange oil for American dollars, nigga. You ain't seen nobody buy a whole bunch of goddamn oil with pesos. It's not accepted. It's something that we can't accept that. You ain't got dollar bills and shit, Benjamins, nigga. Yeah, Benjamin Franklin, we need that, C notes. Yeah, I got all this yen and shit. You take this currency, you take this yen, man. I got a whole bunch of it. I got a goddamn truckload of yen right there. We can make the transaction. We can't make the transaction, brother. That's a declaration of motherfucking war, nigga. We make this transaction with all this oil and yen, nigga. Yeah, man, go to the guy, trade that shit in for dollar bills, man. We could do business. Anything other than that is a declaration of motherfucking war. It's war. All right, big salute to the chat, man. We're not gonna stay long. We're gonna double back tonight for sure. Damn, that's crazy. That ain't what I thought it was. We're gonna double back tonight for sure, but I wanted to get this out there. Let's play this receipt right here, man. Big salute to the chat. Look.
reaction that's pouring in from world leaders this morning who are waking up to a new reality with what happened overnight. We have our CB Cotton, who has been following reaction from all over the world. CB, there's been plenty of reaction here in the United States. Democrats, Republicans split on whether or not this was an illegal or legal move. But around the world, there's also harsh reaction as well. What can you tell us, CB?
Hey, Brian, that's right. Well, this morning, the UN Secretary General released a statement saying he is deeply concerned that international law may not have been respected. As you mentioned, global leaders are watching as all of this unfolds to see what comes next for Venezuela and U.S. foreign policy. In Europe, the European Council president released a statement, Antonio Costa, and he said he was following the developments with, quote, great concern, urging de-escalation and respect of international law. Some Latin American countries are also making similar calls. Mexico's President Claudia Sheinbaum reposted the official statement of her country's Ministry of Foreign Affairs, which condemned the strikes as a violation of the United Nations and called for dialogue, not force. U.S. adversaries are also weighing in. Russia's Ministry of Foreign Affairs writing in part on X, quote, the pretext used to justify these actions are untenable. Russia reaffirms its solidarity with the Venezuelan people. Iran and its supreme leader, Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, which also has a long history of conflict with the U.S. Well, he has rattled off a series of posts this morning about the strike, including one which says in part, quote, what's important is when one realizes an enemy wants to force something on one's government or nation with false claims, they must stand firmly against the enemy. But there are also voices of support. Argentina's president, a strong ally of President Trump, wrote, quote, freedom advances. Long live freedom. And in the UK, reform leader and staunch Trump ally Nigel Farage, he questioned the legality of the attack, but said it may lead to a favorable outcome. UK Prime Minister Keir Starmer had more reserved takes, saying he wanted to make it clear that the UK was not involved in these strikes, and he believes everyone should uphold international law. He also added that he wants to speak to President Trump and other UK allies. Brian, we're going to monitor it. Back to you.
No doubt. U.S. Ambassador to the United Nations, Michael Waltz, just putting on X, this is not regime change. This is justice. Maduro was indicted, illegitimate dictator that led a declared narco-terrorism organization responsible for killing American citizens. All eyes will be on New York City this upcoming week, as well as Caracas, Venezuela. CB Cotton, thank you from the United Nations.
Hey, everyone.
Now, and salute to Mr. Universe, man. Yeah, I think I can. I'm gonna look into it. I know I got StreamYard and all that, but on my phone I could do like stream together, but on my StreamYard I could like bring people on and all that. You know what it is, man? I don't like how the StreamYard looks. The camera, it's something that I don't really like how it looks. It like I don't like the camera, but yeah, I might do that, and I also agree with that. This definitely was a declaration of war. They, how do they get us into it? How do they walk us into this situation? Well, here we are. And then they're going to bring these people to New York City and then Miami or Florida, right? It's definitely eye-opening. You feel what I'm saying? And at the top of this, oil is king. Oil and natural resources is king. And, I'm going to close with this, right? My downloads really started to download and really made me realize how much, you say to yourself, where's all our taxpaying dollars? Where's all this money at? Well, the money is not as valuable as the natural resources. They don't mind sacrificing billions and billions of dollars that they print up, and they make us, they brainwash us to think that we are paying it back or we owe this and we owe that. And the whole time, the money ain't really worth nothing. You see what I'm saying? So if you kind of take that in and let that sit and marinate in your spirit like Country Wayne, what you'll realize is it makes sense why they give away billions of dollars to the Somalians, or they under the table and build up Chinatown with the Chinamen, or you know, this, that, and the third, and they just go to these different countries and they just give them. Oh, we just gave Argentina $40 million. The Ukraine, we gave them about $800 billion. You saying, where's all this fucking money coming from? It's because really the money ain't worth shit. It's just what we use, right? We use it. And in our minds, it means something because that's what we have been trained to use to purchase and to live. But really, the natural resources of the world is the real currency. The real currency is the natural resources of the world. Let me give you an example, right? Back in the day, you ever seen a movie? It's a movie called Apocalypto. It's one of my favorite movies, right? And I showed that movie to like a lot of people. They never seen it. They see it, and you know, it's a powerful movie. Mel Gibson produced it, directed it, right? In this movie, Apocalypto, right? You got small villages of people in the forest, and then you got the Mayans that have the huge civilizations, right? And they all live in the same like forest and all that. And what I was explaining to I was explaining this to somebody is that, you know, in those days they had currency, they had like coins and stuff like that, and they traded, right? But the real currency was who lived next and closest to the water, to the ocean. You feel what I'm saying? Whoever could build their community and their civilization next to the ocean was the most powerful, because that natural resource they would have control over. They had control over the ocean, that part of the ocean, what came in and what went out, what was traded in and what was traded out. The poor people were the people that were further into the forest, the further away from the water. They had to walk the furthest to get clean water. They had to walk 100 miles that way, walk all the way back with water. Those were the people that they were capturing in the wilderness. Those were the more poor people. And I'm saying all that to say the natural resource is the currency. So all this money, when I think about it sometimes, it's like mind boggling. We just be throwing these numbers around. You know what I'm saying? Billions of dollars here, and they gave these guys billions of dollars, and it's fraud. Billions of dollars of fraud. He's saying, okay, you get to a point where you say, if all this money just getting thrown around, how is it worth anything? So now the real question is, why is the money getting thrown around? Why is it billions of dollars just getting splashed everywhere? It's to control something, or it's to distract something. You either trying to control the resource, or you trying to distract the people with this tool to control the resources. And that's what's happening in Venezuela. Our tax-paying dollars is paying for everything. We sending money to all these different countries. We talking about tax-paying dollars in Minnesota. We don't know where the Doge money is at. We were supposed to get $2,000 from Donald Trump. We ain't seen a dime of the money. I knew it wasn't coming, right? Also, we could go into Venezuela, bomb that shit, take over Venezuela, run it, redefine the oil industry over there, and then tell them China, yeah, we running this right now. Y'all need oil still? I mean, y'all made a purchase about 6 months ago, right? It's running out. It's running low. Y'all still need oil? Oh, the oil's still here. We just took over this block. Listen, it's still pure dope straight off the brick into the bottles. The only difference is we took over this block right here. And we don't accept brick currency, nigga. Yeah. We don't accept yen, pesos, none of that shit. We don't accept none of it. Dollar bill, y'all. Cash rules everything around me. Queens get the money. Dollar bill. Yeah, we don't accept none of that. Nigga, you better go exchange that shit for some dollars, nigga. Oh, you can't buy on this block, respectfully. Oh, Maduro, we got him up out of here. Yeah, we took over this. This our shit. It's the American way. You see that American flag? Yeah, we planted that. We in a partnership with Venezuela. You didn't know that? Yeah, we in a partnership. That's what this is now. It's a partnership. So and check this out. And if you got a problem with it, you got an issue with that? Oh, okay. Just checking. Just making sure you ain't got an issue. Yeah, because what I'm telling you is we got 3, 4, 5 more rounds of this. And if you try to double back and you try to backdoor us, whatever you try to do, we gonna go to war. Whatever you do ain't gonna be in the best interest of you and your people. So I'm asking you one more time. You got a problem with this? Huh? Oh, okay. Okay, respect. No, respectfully, baby. I ain't got no. I'm just trying to make sure y'all ain't harboring no feelings and all that. This our shit now. Venezuela and America, we in partnership now. That oil you was talking about, we got that. Is what it is, and it'll be what it's gonna be, baby. Game, baby. So for everybody worried about what they worried about, for everybody talking about what they talking about, that's the double cross. The triple cross is happening right in front of your face. All right. So big salute to everybody that's in here. We ain't staying much longer. I'm going live again tonight, probably about 11 o'clock, late night live stream like we normally do. Big salute to the chat. We well over 55,000 subscribers over here, man. Did y'all know that? 55K, yeah. Yeah, let me see what y'all talking about in the chat. Yeah, checkmate, 100%. Yeah, Africa is the richest in resources, but Africa's sold out. You know, I ain't gonna speak long on that or get long-winded, but the same way Africa sold out a lot of their own people for slavery is the same way Africa sold out their natural resources. You understand? The UK, China, Russia, America, we all got our hands in the pot when it come to Africa. So how powerful, how rich is Africa? You know what I mean? Africa is not powerful. They rich, but they ain't got no power. Just like Jamaica, you know, Jamaica sold out. You go over there to Jamaica, it's the Queen of England. Like I was in Jamaica. That's when I found out like the Queen of England was in charge of that. And they making these motherfuckers pay a tax. The Jamaican people paying the tax to England, to the Queen of England, on their own motherfucking land. So all these other people, they sell their land out. Africa is just rich of resources, but power, they weak as, man, shit. Africa divided. How many countries over there? Man, them motherfuckers, they worse than us. Africans come to America and they always you know, they always talk about Black Americans. You know what I'm saying? And when you really look at the grand scheme of things, it's like, damn, y'all got a whole continent over there with mad different countries. And y'all can't even rally together over there and become a powerhouse. Imagine if we had that shit over there. You know what I'm saying? Imagine if we had what they have. Shit. So, yeah, Africa's weak, man. I don't respect. I don't have really no respect for them. And then I seen a quote online one day that was crazy. It was like it said Africa is only a graveyard for Africans. And I was like, damn. And it said Africans go to the UK for school. They go to France for this. They go to America for that. They go to China for this. They do everything outside of Africa. They go all over the world. Africans, they go all over the world for different reasons and different resources. And then the only time they come back to Africa is when it's time to bury them. And that shit was deep. You know what I'm saying? It was a deep statement. And it was the truth. You know what I mean? So, big salute to that. Right, they should be a conglomerate. Yeah. They should be powerful. They should be a force to be reckoned with. Imagine if all of the presidents in Africa all came together like that one African. I can't think of the young man's name, but he's a powerful young African, like war general or something like that. You know what I mean? I seen the joint where he was taking all of the mangoes in Africa, like in his country or in his little situation. They got a whole bunch of mangoes that just fall off the trees and they die. And they become rotten and shit. And they couldn't figure out how to. And he came in and took all those mangoes. He rebuilt the refineries for the drinks. They produce their own mango juice. They own boy. They making mad money. He keep all that shit in house. And he got a travel ban on Americans. Yeah, what's the boy name? Tarui. Yeah, whoever. Yeah, that he got a travel ban on Americans. Niggas can't even go over there. And all the money they make out of that situation, they keep that shit in-house. Imagine if all of the African leaders and all of the African presidents was like that. But guess what? 95% of those African presidents have been compromised by different countries. You know what I'm saying? China got their hands in their pocket, and a bunch of them niggas, they done took the money. You know, just like Akon. Yeah, the Akon City. We're building Akon City. China man had their pocket in that. You know what I mean? So them niggas act like they doing some shit, and behind closed doors, it's the UK, it's China, it's some Americans, it's somebody else in the background running these niggas that think they so powerful. That's why they over here. They all in you know, New York City. Every time you turn around, it's a motherfucker. There's Africans everywhere. I'm gonna end with this though. You really want to go to war? Touch that man. What's his name? Tarui or Tororo or whatever his name. I'm gonna get his name right. I told you I don't speak proper English. You know what I'm saying? But put your hands on him. Assassinate him and see if a motherfucking World War III don't break out for real. I believe that shit'll go up. They touch that man. That's why they ain't got him yet. They ain't touched him yet, cause they can't figure out a real reason that's gonna make sense and not cause a nuclear fucking war. If they could figure out how to get him without and say, oh, he's a drug dealer. They know he don't sell no drugs. He's the head of a cartel. They know he ain't the head of no goddamn cartel. It ain't really nothing he's so clean, it ain't really nothing you could do to touch him. And if you get one of his homies to touch him, everybody gonna know where it came from. So he good for right now. Salute to him. I got a lot of respect for him. I be looking into him. I like what he do over there. That he don't care neither. He don't even care. He do what he do. So I respect that African. That guy's an African. I respect his movement for real, for sure. All right. Now, y'all already know I gotta bait the algorithm. So this was a pretty powerful and a pretty potent live stream. Big salute to y'all. I'm doubling back tonight. And we're going to talk about what's going on in these YouTube streets and the algorithm, just like we did last night. It's going to be funny. It's going to be comedy. We're going to laugh. But it's going to be a message in this. And I got a message for 50 Cent. Man. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to really get into it. You know what I mean? I'm going to really talk about it. We're going to talk about it tonight. But I think 50 Cent is going to be on the chopping block before Jay-Z gets on the chopping block. Everybody thought and thinks Jay-Z's next. Something telling me 50 need to chill out. Something is telling me that 50 needs to back up, regroup, disappear, nigga, go down there to Louisiana, get to work, man. Start making more TV shows. Something is telling me that before 50 Cent gets a chance to really utilize that studio and do the things that he thinks he's going to do without the help of the industry, That humiliation ritual is coming. Salute to Papoose, man. We're gonna talk about that tonight, all right? Yeah, it's nasty work. And I haven't really, again, I haven't seen nobody connect the dots the way I'm gonna connect the dots. I ain't seen nobody speak to it from this angle. Everybody's laughing and joking. Oh, ha, ha, ha. Look what Papoose said. Look what, but when you really look through the smoke and mirrors and you see where Papoose is going with this, that's a rabbit hole I do not think 50 Cent needs or wants to go down. The situation with his first baby mama. I did my due diligence on that. Hey, listen, it's a lot of sealed files with that. You know what I'm saying? That nigga got sealed files when it come to his first baby mama. We're going to talk about that tonight, all right? Big salute to the chat. You already know what time it is, man. It's your boy, Grown Man Business TV. Oh, yeah, they on me. They on me for sure. We're going to see how this thing jump. Let me see. Yeah, it's your boy, Grown Man Business TV. You feel what I'm saying, man? We're going to tap in. You can tap out, but you know my slogan. You know what I suggest? And I suggest that you tap in. Listen, man, I suggest you tap into this grown man business. I suggest you tap into this grown man content at all times. You already know what it is. Straight off the brick into the bottles. Straight off the brick into the bottles. Straight raw, pure, uncut, no extras, no preservatives. We not sugarcoating nothing, and we not dressing nothing up. I'm only here to give you this pure dope, straight raw. Straight raw. No fentanyl, no quinine, no baking soda. We don't water whip this dope and we don't counter whip this dope. It's pure dope, straight off the brick into the content, straight into the bottles. Yeah, I almost said content because I'm telling you, this content is not stepped on. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, it's some of the purest content you gonna get in these YouTube streets. You understand what I'm saying? And it's a lane for everybody. I was telling Mikey B last night, you know, New York City needs Zip with the Drip the same way they need Harlem legend China Brim and Hassan Campbell. You gotta understand that. I rock with who I rock with, but I'm not gonna lie on this. New York City listen to me. Hot 97 presents. Let's get to that in the morning with Zippy with the Drippy. See what I'm saying? New York City needs his voice and their voice. The same way these YouTube streets need my voice, along with whoever else is making content and doing what they do. But my voice is prevalent, it's powerful. It's not a channel where you're gonna get a lot of sugarcoating and a lot of backpedaling and apologizing, and don't work like that. The dope is pure. That's all I could tell you. Be easy how you proceed. You could overdose on this. That's all I can tell you. Be easy. Now you go and you do what you do after I give you this pure dope. You apply it to your everyday life however you want to. At the end of the day, I told you, we went into Venezuela for the oil. We went in Venezuela to put a chokehold on whatever the brick situation is and whatever they got going on with that currency. We're going to put a stop to that. Or it's going to be war. Your choice. Yeah, I said that. I'm the first person to listen. If you ever hear that shit pop up, I'm coming for my percentage. Hot 97 presents. Let's get to that in the morning with Zippy with the Drippy. Let's get to that in the morning. Yeah, you're getting to work, you're getting to the money, you're getting to a bag, you're going back to sleep, you're getting coffee. Let's get to that in the morning with Zippy with the Drippy. Yeah, that shit is gold right there. You know what I mean? That shit right there. Ebro in the morning, they're gone. We got rid of them. Now it's let's get to that in the morning. You know, we got to work on your Zip. We got goddamn, you know what I mean? We got to goddamn polish you up a little bit. You know what I mean? But, you know, I think if they paid you a big bag, man, to get on the radio and bring your personality to morning radio while, you know, us working people is getting up to go to work and getting up to go and make our money, you know, us hard-working Americans. We work hard. In the morning time, we like to hear some good shit, some good music on the way to the office. You know what I mean? We like to hear some good topics and all that on the way to the office. Hot 97 presents Let's Get to That in the Morning with the Zippy, with the Drippy. Yeah, I'm just fucking around, man. Big salute to the chat. Yeah, man, we gonna double back tonight. I seen you asking the chat what time. 11 o'clock, man. These are late night live streams. 11 o'clock will be when I enter the live. We will be able to enter the chat, and we gonna laugh, man. We gonna joke. These live streams are necessary because the higher ups and elites are always watching, and I want to show y'all something. Those live streams that were yellow, I challenged them. Yeah, I'm not gonna bend, break, or fold. I ain't gonna let you railroad me over the things that I'm saying and over the topics that I'm delivering. Even when I get a little bit out of pocket, I'm still articulating myself on a high level. You understand? I still don't say, you know what I mean, certain things that are vulgar. Let me use that word. You know what I mean? I still don't curse all that much, even when I'm getting out of pocket. You know what I mean? And I challenge those situations. I want to show you something. Oh, them things turn green. Do you see that? They all turn green. Now, this one right here, the one I did about the Nori door, Hassan Campbell, China Brim, Harlem Legend, they wasn't playing about that one. They age restricted that one. They was not playing about that one. All right, when I told y'all, but everything else, green, big money. We getting back to the money. All right. Yeah, when I told y'all what DJ Vladimir was planning and doing and colonizing the New York City content creators, they was not having that. Yo, they wasn't having that one. You know what I'm saying? And I told y'all that DJ Vladimir ain't rocking with y'all for your journalistic, you know what I mean, attributes. Like, yeah, he's not rocking with y'all because y'all are just such good journalists. He's been sent, just like Adam 22. They tried to send Adam 22, but it didn't work. Here come Vladimir, G Unit, 50 Cent, Tony Yayo. Y'all don't notice the influctuation of G Unit all in the algorithm? Y'all don't notice we're going to talk about that tonight. We're going to talk about that tonight, man. 11 o'clock, man. Make sure your notification bells are ringing. Make sure you locked into the Realest channel on YouTube. You already know you at Grown Man Business TV. All right, big salute to everybody in here, man. Much love. Yo, bro, I'm back. It's the homie that's always crack up when you say Kong Pao. Just claim. Yeah, salute. So just chiming in, bro. I appreciate that. Yeah, man, motherfucking Kong Pao soup, man. Yeah, the motherfucking Vietnamese motherfuckers out there goddamn making them goddamn Jordan 11s, the SpongeBob 11s, the goddamn Halloween Christmas Eve 8s. Kong Pao soup, nigga. Yeah, DJ Vladimir got duck sauce and duck necks for you niggas. It's a whole reason for that. All right? Big salute to the chat. And finish, you have no idea what you're talking about. Just trying to help. Yeah. Says who? Says you? I've been doing this too long, man. We have 55,000 subscribers. You know what I mean? I've been doing this way too long, man. I remember back in the days when I was just getting started and certain people are getting in the chat and they'll say things and, you know what I'm saying? You don't even have a profile picture on your shit. So we don't even know who you are, what you are. The fact that you won't put a profile picture on your account tells me almost all I need to know. You know what I mean? So you saying I don't know what I'm talking about, says who? Says you? Yeah. That's what they want you to think. That's what they want. Trust me. If I was in here talking about Hassan Campbell beefing with Zippy with the Drippy, it ain't gonna be one troll in sight. But anytime you get to talking, anytime you get to do what I do, you're gonna get distracted. They want to distract you. And I mean, I got some good shooters in the chat anyway, so a lot of the distractions y'all don't even see. But some of the dudes, they slip through the cracks. They slip through the crevices. Yeah, man. You know what I mean, back in the day, that would have threw me off. Like, what you mean? What you mean I don't know what I'm talking about? I know exactly what I'm talking about. Blah, blah, blah. Nah, man. Nah, I'm well seasoned, bro. I'm seasoned, bro. You feel me? You don't get 55,000 subscribers. Nigga, trust me. You know what I mean? ODM Slim, all them little niggas y'all be watching. You know what I mean? Well, I'm in the same realm with them niggas. And if I don't, and a lot of the times I be having more subscribers than some of the dudes y'all pay attention to. You know what I mean? I got more subscribers than Zip with the Drip. I'm just fucking around, man. I just like bidding with Zip. That's the homie, man. Salute to Zippy. But yeah, man. That shit ain't gonna work. Yeah, man. Salute, salute, salute. Big L, I see you in the chat. Honey Al Brown, I see you. All right, man. So listen, man. We going live again tonight, 11 o'clock p.m., man. Make sure your notification bells are ringing. Even if they don't ring, you already know they shadow banning and muffling the channel and all that. Tap in with the channel. You see that little red circle, you know we up. All right, so it's your boy, Grown Man Business TV. And let me show you, man. Look at motherfucking waves, man. You see the motherfucking waves spinning, boy? Ooh. Salute to my barber, man. You know what I mean? Salute to my barber. Hey, to the homie Mikey B. I send my barber your way, man. He can slice you up, man. I'm just playing, Mikey. Mikey, I'm just playing, man. Salute to the homie Mikey B. I just be bidding with my niggas, man. I mean, don't take this shit personal, man. Them my niggas be Mikey, Zip, Harlem, China, Haas. You know what I'm saying? Schmitty. Them my dogs, man. I just be bid. I'm just your cousin from down south that's gonna joke and bid with you, man. Don't take none of this shit. But Mikey, I send my barber your way, Mikey. You know what I mean? When we got them, tell them to slice you up like that. You know what I mean? I send my barber your way if you need him. You know what I mean? He can goddamn edge up that motherfucker. Yeah, he can edge you up there, get you right. I'm just playing, man. I'm just bullshit with you. All right, so look, man. You already know what time it is, man. It's your boy, Grown Man Business TV. You feel what I'm saying? Now listen, man. You can tap in, you can tap out. But you know my slogan. You know what I suggest. And I suggest you tap in. Gang.